People. Joe Benjamin 528 here. Where my hat at? I gotta get my hat. Represent. Got the shirt on. And of course.
Dun 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 dun.
Babanoo.
Yes, sir. Why do people even want to know about Egypt? Animal-headed gods with tails, weird-looking crowns. The gods and goddesses might as well be aliens,
Come
right?
over more so they can see it. Yeah.
There might as
well
be aliens. However, those particular grid boys are evil. And there's what's it called? You know the thing that they do in the wheat crop circle. There's a crop circle that actually points out that the gray ones are evil, and it's a warning. It's a warning, and I've had at least two people that have had encounters with them, and they don't like me, so they're not good.
Because they don't like you, they not good off the jump.
Yeah, they roll with set, man, and they're just meant to make people think that they are extraterrestrial beings, but they are here on Earth. They live here.
And you know that's true. Remember the famous hieroglyphics that shows them? Have you ever seen it in Egypt?
You know that's been debunked though.
It is?
Yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull it up because there's a few of them that's fake.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about those fake ones. I'm gonna pull it up and let me know if it's that one.
Is it the one that shows like a helicopter?
No.
Okay, good, because that one's fake.
Not that one. Not the helicopter.
Okay.
Not the I'm talking about where it shows them and shows how the certain priesthood. I forgot which priesthood in Egypt it was, but they would worship these beings and deal with them. I'll let you get into that. Go ahead.
I have to see it.
But go ahead.
Yeah, man. But
hold on, we're rude. I'm sorry. Salute to the international audience, the domestic, intergalactical, outergalactical, and all the beings that rock with us. Salute to the people, man.
Peace.
You drifting off.
Because
he just finished doing the live stream, the pay-per-view live stream.
And in terms of the ancient Egyptian mystery system, it really does unfold with the shamanistic journey. You know, when you get into dealing with the soul in those different registries of you know, there's a book of Duat, that experience. Okay, here it says it right. In many indigenous traditions around the globe, darkness is involved and integrated. The shamanistic approach differs from the Greek take, designating goodness to light and loss of family, memory, life, names to evil. Core relatively, the Greeks considered the mysteries and the philosophy behind spiritual initiation in terms of a movement away from the physical body. They deemed it unfit for anything of the higher, neither. So they thought, does its death bring anything luminous? Tricked into losing their memories, the specters of the dead wander aimlessly forever in the dark, desolate, and mourning. In ancient Egyptian initiation, the physical body was the gate to the duat. Your physical body is your psyche. Right. Now, that's not extraterrestrial stuff.
Yeah, but you see how it looks.
That's just how it looks. No.
So that's what we know. It's not extraterrestrial.
It's a dude doing an offering.
Right, but the entity.
There's no
I'm gonna show you. That's not it, right?
That's not an entity.
Really?
No, that is like a
table. Let me show
and
the
stuff.
People the picture.
Yeah.
But it do look like something.
Yeah, they keep trying to find real stuff. But this is already being pointed out. That's the worst example of anything, quote unquote, of the Greys or the aliens.
Let me show the people the picture so they know. I'm going to maximize it. for them. Go ahead. You talk in the meantime.
Yeah. Using right in ancient Egyptian initiation, the physical body was the gate to the dual. Hence, the importance of divine words upon rituals using shamanistic tools like various preparations and purifications, special words, closed spaces, incense and herbs, increasing darkness, music, chanting, astronomical timing, spatial semantics. So they would use things like Syrian rule, acacia bark, ayahuasca, tabernacle, iboga. And for anyone that has used ayahuasca, it really, really cleans you out. It gets the dimethyltryptophan to be activated, and that's how you start to go through your psyche within your own physical body, as well as you can go down into the earth and have certain experiences. So that is how that is the major way in which they will get an understanding of our different souls, as well as where we are psychologically. When you get into the Book of Gates or the Duat, you find that you are being attacked by various powerful beings. All shamans say the same thing when they take ayahuasca. They're like the spirits in the forest, they come after you. So, and it's best experienced, in darkness. It's also better that you do have your shrine set up and your crystals and all that stuff, because you are uh weakened, and people who are doing bad things can really penetrate. So when you're doing these type of ceremonies, you should have some type of protection, whether it's shrines, crystals, amulets, whatever. And years ago, I I helped somebody with one, and this is just to show that this system is only for special people or privileged people or people who have been approved. He didn't want to do it with someone else, and he asked me to help him do it. And when it was done, he looked at me. He said, "Wow, I've never been through." He said he got on Ra's boat. He got on the bark of Ra, and he went through his. You get purified and you see different things. But he was righteous enough. He was purified enough to get on Ra's boat. You could ask for years and months all over this world. People taking ayahuasca never talk about getting on Ra's boat, getting on the sun boat.
Facts. Continue, give it to them.
And, you know, that is where we're at with this secret mystery system. You know, it's also not an easy process because you actually have to allow your car to get dismembered and chopped up and killed, and it gets recreated. You get a new one. So, what is interesting is that people, when you read it over, they actually pass through hell as well, and you see the people who are not righteous enough that are bound in hell. They're bound in hell. So you have critical reasons to take special care with your soul, and it has a lot to do with your behavior and what you invest in. You all have A lot of people have jobs, that's what they do fine. But if you're spending your time just watching a bunch of garbage movies or just getting into a whole lot of wasteful conversations and debates about nonsense, or going to clubs and all of that stuff, you're not going to get the same type of welcoming, acceptance, help, etc. as someone who is disciplined, who is a soldier in this. We are on this planet because we fell, and a lot of people's ego don't want to deal with that. It's much easier to say we are all gods, we all made in the likeness of God, which is true, but fallen though. We made a mistake, we got cast down here. And it's also good to realize that, this really is not a healthy, good planet or, state of things. If there were times that it was good, great, but the way how it goes from good to bad, up and down, and never really get into that level it is really sad, and we need to understand our destiny.
Explain that picture to the people that everybody like to say is a gray.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, explain it to them. Break it down.
Uh first of all, this man is giving offerings in the traditional Egyptian way. You see how he has the neck.
What is that? A duck?
That is a duck, and what he is going to do is he's just going to spin it with his hand. That's how they do offerings in Haitian voodoo. Still, they still do it the way that the ancient Egyptians used to do it. But these are fruits or vegetables or whatnot. I believe this is some type of pine cone. Obviously, right there, that's a flower. Right there.
Use the cursor on. Oh no! You can't. It's not going to show up on there. Sorry,
Oh.
not going to show up on that. Yeah. So they
How
see
can
that.
they-
Just describe it to them. The part where it look like it's two alien eyes.
Yeah, the part that looks like two alien eyes, those are pine cone like, and this is, and in the center of them is a lotus flower, and it's just like an offering area, and that is really what that is. And when you get really really close to that picture, you can tell that it's not a gray. It doesn't have any nose. This is that part that is supposed to be a mouth. It's not a mouth. It's like some type of vase type of structure, like how you have, you know I guess some type of woodworking type of style that they would do in that shape. And that's really all that is. But in terms of ancient Kemet and extraterrestrials, didn't have a concept similar to like what we have, because back in those times they knew that deities and gods and stuff like that lived, throughout the universe inside of planets, and they also understood the mode of travel. There is it's called the Legend of Heru Behutet. When you read the Legend of Heru Behutet, it goes over a spaceship attacking the forces of Set, and th- the word for spaceship is flying disc. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the Caucasian already figured it out.
Mm.
I was watching this.
Hold on. Type in what's that stuff that you could find real quick for me so I can show them.
What's up?
What you just said with the ship, what it's called?
The Legend of Heru
Put it in real quick.
Behutet.
You type fast. I know you're able to find it. Of Heru Behotep.
Behutet. Hold on. Tet. And it talks about this. Yeah, it talks about, and it came down in this flying disc.
Mm-hmm.
A flying disc is a flying ship, and their symbol for spaceship is actually that
Which one?
this winged disc.
This one here?
No, no, that one.
Okay, I'll maximize it and show
Yeah, like
this
those.
one right here.
Yeah, those are symbols that represent spaceships because they knew that the ships were, this there are this ships. They call it a flying disc because it is flying, but they would add the wings to represent that it could fly. That's how they would communicate visibly, hieroglyphically, that this thing can fly. But they also understood that every planet is a spaceship,
Mm.
and every planet, all spaceships use the same propulsion system as planets,
Which is?
which is electromagnetic with frequency modulated for the propulsion. So there's this electromagnetic field, frequency changes the shape into gears to form traction. That the Earth's electromagnetic field, as it goes all the way up into the air, that is causing the Earth to move around the sun.
Go ahead.
So
Which one? You want me to show them this one right here? This one or this one?
we gotta get the text, but
You don't need the text right
yeah.
now. Which one to show them? This one?
Anyone.
This one right here?
Yeah, these are the images from the legend of Heru Behutet.
Hmm. So the Caucasians that's up in the lab, they already got it. They figured it out.
Yeah, there are. I saw this sci-fi movie, and in it, on the spaceship that they were using, they had the same Egyptian wing disc, you know, and it was just obvious. It was like, damn, like who are they listening to, man? Who are they watching?
What entities are they involved with?
But also, it's cultural appropriation and that kind of
You
way.
really want to go there,
Yeah,
bro?
man, stealing everything.
Now I gotta ask the people. How many y'all agree with Bob and what he just said there? The cultural appropriation. How many y'all agree with Bob and If you agree, I want your feedback right now. I want your comments. If you're watching this live, if you're not watching it live and you hear this, make sure you comment. I want to know if you agree with him or not. I'm gonna which one to show them first? This one or this one?
The other one for the
Show them this first.
that's the symbol for
Show them this first.
yeah.
Okay, I'm about to pull it up. Let me tell you exactly when. All right, people, I'm gonna share my screen so y'all see what we see.
That's the symbol.
Let me hold on. Let me see how much people up in here.
That's the symbol for space.
And how much of them hit the like button.
That's the symbol for spaceship, which nobody can deny.
So you see, they slacking. If they don't want this information, they slacking.
Yeah, someone said we didn't fall, we are the universe. Sounds great. It makes you feel good. But, if you want to get off this planet and end the cycle of rebirth, part of the show I was going over the whole intention with the funerary rites of the ancient Egyptians.
Show them which one.
So they don't have to be reborn. The third one down. Third one down or third one up. That's the symbol for a spaceship. Winged disc. Flying disc. The disc is in the sun. The disc in the center is the sun. Because suns are the major imagery of, the highest level of attainment and achievement. But that's the symbol for a spaceship. And when they're talking about the legend of Heru Behutet, they're saying, and the wing disc came down. It's like, what else could it be?
So now I'm about to show them the next image.
A rock? The wing disc flew down. It was a bird, a plane, a superhero.
Now explain that to them.
So you need someone who can think outside of the box in terms of decoding. I was going to write on that particular, and my ancestors. This is when I was just starting. It was like years ago. My ancestors, they leave it alone because at that time I didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I was still pretty much in a very basic agnostic frame of mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then it took years later I realized I was talking about a spaceship.
Finish.
Those Heru beings, they have spaceships. They come in spaceships. Back in those times, it was a different type of experience. Really, the current paradigm is not like it was 4,000 years ago. So question about abduction.
Does this deal with anything with abduction? Because you see the little people that they have, and it look like. Well, explain that. Why do they look like their hands are tied behind their back?
These are the evil people. These are the forces of Set.
So those three that Heru that look like Heru, that's on top of the
Board.
what is that animal?
This one?
This animal right here is like a deer.
What's that animal again? I can't. A gazelle.
Gazelle. The Heru that's standing on top of the gazelle. So he's entrapping those smaller people.
Yeah.
Who are the demons.
These are followers of Set, evil people. This is a Set deity. I think that's a hippopotamus.
That small black thing that the other Heru on the boat looked like he's holding on to with a leash around his neck.
Yeah, he is spearing it here. He is stabbing
it. Yeah. He damn sure he looked like he about to stab it. And he have it on a leash.
Yeah, it's being killed. So
and that do look like a small hippopotamus.
Yeah,
but that's to show you how they were giant in nature. They showing their God.
That's to show you how powerful they are relative to them. To those that these forces are weak.
Interesting. Okay.
So in this text, the legend of Heru Behutet, it talks about killing off the forces of Set.
All right, continue. Talk to him. Finish up. You did still see you.
The guy that was talking about alien abduction.
Ooh.
Do they physically invade you and project the environment in your mind? Wow, I've never been abducted, but I know that
people who have said that's exactly what they do.
I know that some of the abductions, first of all, is overwhelmingly Caucasian, and some of the abductions are mainly because they're trying to figure out why these people can't act better. Yep.
You're going to cause a lot of controversy over that one, Babanu. Because, on Ancient Aliens, you ever seen that show on...
that BS that's trying to say that African people wasn't smart enough to build pyramids? The niggas didn't build no pyramids.
Yo, Babanu, you causing trouble, man.
Them people read the God genes decoded. When I looked at that Greek dude, I could
talking about,
I could smell it all over him.
By the way.
Yeah, he is pissed, he is angry, and he is set out. I'm like, what made it? and then it was just obvious. This I brought a resurgence in pride for black people, right? And they brought a whole lot of scientific information. Now they want to come out and say these people were too stupid to know what was going on. If they saw an alien, they said it was an angel with wings. Anatomically, a humanoid can't have wings. The BS that they use to try to debunk what these ancient scientists and pioneers of civilization knew. I remember this guy said to me after watching Ancient Aliens, he was like, human beings can't have wings or humanoids can't have wings. I said, look up General Butt Naked. Go look up General Butt Naked.
You gotta watch the documentary Cannibalistic Warlords of Liberia.
Yeah.
And he pull his ass up because he all Christian-y now. Damn warrior used to eat the hearts of.
But you can repent and not go back to that life and get on the right path. But the thing was, they have an angel that's fallen, humanoid angel, got a human head, human hands, human legs, and two big goddamn wings. And one wing is broken when he was cast out and hit the ground. Bang! His wing is still broken.
All them centuries still
Right.
can't heal and men back.
Still can't
with
heal.
all the power it has.
So now we go back to ancient aliens and them nut jobs. All those Africans are stupid. Yo, they got footage.
Nut jobs.
They got footage of this man. They hit this man with an RPG. The man grabbed a freaking grenade. It blew up in his hand, yo. He controlled everything.
And they don't like to show that.
That's on
they
YouTube.
They don't like to show that. They don't like to show that.
But you're telling me that the being that gave him this power, he's delusionally seeing it?
Yeah. But it's not a delusional what he just did.
But no, it's on camera.
And they instead they look to say, well, that had to be like one of the duds or whatnot. Well, if it was a dud, why was it able to shoot out?
How many duds?
Hold on. Why did it explode?
Duds explode.
Why did it explode? And everything else around him was charred, except for him.
And for me, this is critical. I remember.
And he got it. Be clear, he got that power from an evil source.
A fallen angel
He got
living
it from,
under the ground.
He got
in
it from
their
an
village.
evil. He got it from an evil source. Let's be clear on that.
He got it from an evil source. What they did was they put beings. They consecrated different deities in the cowrie shells, and they put them inside of him. So because the cowrie shell is in him, it's always getting his blood flow. So you got basic power there. But then now he drinks specifically white blood cells to get really enough power for his chi to be able to defect bombs and bullets and these types of things.
Be Knowledge Academy asks what video we took. Y'all ain't haven't seen that video before. They've been taking the damn video down so much
naked. And what's the name of the being?
Yeah.
What's the name of the being? Remember, it's a fallen being.
Don't you dare. Don't
you dare.
Don't. That's not for them. Because they got them out there. They're going to take that and run with it and start using the name. Because, I know you got a lot of y'all wicked ones out there that watch Joel Benjamin 528. We know you don't care for me. We know you don't care for Baba Nu. You just come on here to get information, get the research and spy, run your little reconnaissance operation. We know y'all out there. So that's why we don't put everything out there. Because it just ain't for you. And now, I was about to say something, but let me be cool. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
Because they wicked. They need to get destroyed.
Yeah, man. It is really, really serious. And what is going on in Africa is an epic battle for people's souls. It's an epic battle for people's souls. I was watching some Christian evangelicals, and they were saying that Lucifer has the biggest problem getting these Africans because the Africans that are on the religion, they don't budge. African people are still the most religious and righteous people on planet Earth. So, we're going to see a whole lot of change 15, 16, 70 years from now. And, when you have such a depth of knowledge, it's not easy to get caught up in all that madness that people have going on. There's so much occultism. The Roman Catholic Church primarily spreads Luciferianism and occultism. Almost all those Roman Catholic priests get initiated into the occult to
Stop
work with
right there.
devils.
So, Gangster Slim, seem like Gangster Slim got a problem. Okay, Gangster Slim says, "I hate when Joel do that ish. This about info, not hiding it. Would you please tell him, Babanu, what it's about? Because he swear it's just about info. It's not about hiding it."
But I mean,
Wait, hold on. Are you... I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying. Are you effing dumb? Are you stupid? Are you retarded? Get it framed, Babanu.
Are you out of your Vulcan mind?
Are you can't be serious. These Africans that's using that same evil fallen angel, you know how long they've been keeping that secret? Are you stupid? You think this information just goes into the hand of everybody? Do you see what happened when it got into the hands of the Caucasoid? Yeah, they're in power. No, wait. They're in power. And they still in power.
And
don't give your opinion. Get in frame. I want to make sure they see you. Yeah. Don't give your opinion unless y'all give. That's why we do the pay-per-view live streams, to ensure that the information just don't go into the wrong hands. And when we get the spiritual download that certain people is using the information and looking to do evil with it, we know exactly who. And then we could get your ass up out of here. We don't play them games over here. It's 100% about hiding the damn information. Because a lot of the stuff, if we don't hide it, a lot of y'all will be using this garbage and then try to fight against us. Some of y'all start out good, and then y'all get into this information, and y'all turn evil.
Why you think I talk about love so much in my book? Why?
Oh, the book. Hold on. The book. Which one? Which one?
The God Genes Decoded.
The God Genes Decoded. Gangster Slim. Did you read the God Genes Decoded? Gangster Slim? Huh?
It's about
giving your opinion. We don't need your opinion. We dealing with facts, and you and the rest of people out there need to learn is the facts is the stuff have to be hidden. All right, real talk. Some of the info have to be hidden. Go ahead, man.
Most voodoo priests don't get up and be giving out a whole lot of information. No, they don't.
They don't even know. A lot of times I'll be saving your ass. Because a lot of the stuff you ain't gonna be talking on here, you ain't supposed to be talking on here.
Yeah, man. I had to take a whole different direction because, as we were saying, this whole conscious community thing with all the people, with the lecturers, and then with the talk shows and everything, what it did is
YouTube effed up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, what it did is that because people want to sound important and get popular, they will give up as much information as they can.
Stuff that wasn't even given to them. It was given to their great-grandfather, grandmother, or their father, who are really supposed to be in the system. They found the books or found their journals, and they come out and giving up the damn info that they ain't supposed to be giving up.
then now a lot of people now are expecting to get really, really great information either for free or for next give to nothing. I don't know, maybe $20 for a lecture, maybe $30 for a lecture or whatnot. And you know, you are robbing yourself. You are robbing yourself. I paid thousands to get initiated. You know, it's not free. Is not free. Is never going to be free. You know, there's always going to be sacrifice.
Hold up. Do you know what would have happened if he had gave out that entity's name? And let me tell you something. When he's talking regular, he know not to do that. But you see, it's because I'm here, and it's really like a dialogue between me and him. We will say the name like that.
We get comfortable. You know, you get comfortable. But you know, just to get back to you know, don't fall for these people, man. These people, they don't care. You know, you get on television, right? And you're saying that these ancient people with these classical advanced civilizations from India to Africa to, you know, Israel and Sumer and what you're really saying that these people were stupid, extra stupid.
You got to frame. You got to
You
frame.
know, these people were extra stupid. So now you are gonna have to say that different beings built their houses, built their temples, built their waterways, built their aqueducts. I mean, what did they do? What if you can't tell um, whether a being has wings or is in a craft? Like, you know, really, what is your problem? But then now, when you look at the hundreds of thousands of years of human history and things that are called plant teachers, things like ibogaine, ayahuasca, even mushrooms, people will get clarity.
Don't forget the most powerful one, the bofo.
Isn't that tabernacle Ebola?
No, the bofo, the toad.
Oh,
The
the
bofo, yeah. But you see with the Egyptians, the toad.
okay, yeah.
Bofo.
These people will get the clarity on these things, but a lot of the driving force of misinformation is actually racism. You know, is actually racism. You don't want to give black people credit for X, Y, and Z.
But why should they? If they look, think about it.
Mhm.
If they look to grasp the knowledge, hold on to the knowledge, keeping the knowledge secret, where they benefit from it and learning from it, why the hell should we turn around and give you credit when we tell you we have okay a pay-per-view live stream? You seen how much tickets were sold? $600 a ticket. The demographic of the people, wide range of Caucasian, Asian, and a sprinkle of Africans here and there. The people in this diaspora that needs this information, they don't do it. So that shows the entity. Oh, this is for fun. You just like dressing up. You like dress up. You don't really want to learn this. These people are really not just paying the money, they're getting into this, they're doing this. So I'm not getting no power from you. So why should I deal with you? I'm going to deal with the sources. You never ask yourself why these entities that are our ancestors deal with these individuals. You ain't ever asked yourself that. How are these individuals that we're supposed to be so stronger than physically and spiritually? but the entities look to deal with them. You never asked yourself that question, huh?
Oh no, and I mean, getting into the duat, there, there's a part of the duat that shows that the deities work with all races of man.
Look at this.
They actually
So, what
put,
about your white customers? What about them? We deal with them.
yeah. So like I said in the duat, it shows you that the Neteru work with all the different races. That popular Egyptian picture of the four races of men, that actually comes from the Amduat.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about
that
that.
actually comes from the
Yeah,
Amduat, and there's a section in there that is showing the different races of men.
the four
And
races.
yeah, one of the things that I put in Volume 1 is the fact that you have to transcend race consciousness. You have to transcend that. If you don't transcend that, you're earthbound. You know,
Period.
deities don't class under race like that. Like they have lion deities, they have crocodile deities. Like they're not black or white. They're not.
You just hurt some people's hearts right there, bro. You
Yeah,
know that, right? You
yeah.
just hurt some people just now.
They're not.
You just hurt some people's hearts, man.
I mean, and you do have beings, lion beings. They're not melanated or
Check the likes.
Caucasoid. People are all types of colors too, really and truly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Uh, what is next? So we touched on some really really critical information today in terms of aligning different trees of life. They're like three different Kabbalistic trees of life. That's good to organize, and
I want you to read this. I'm about to put it up.
just one look and I fell so far.
Read it.
Joel, I come to stores and support, just so you know. I'm not here to just sick of motherfuckers having some sort of power I don't know about. I get you, brother. The brother wants to learn. He wants to know stuff.
I can understand that.
I can understand that now. He wants to know stuff. I understand how frustrating it is.
When somebody else have a power over you.
Mm-hmm. And also when you do want to get knowledge and understanding, because you see what is going on out here, and
but there's a way to go about it. They just expect everything is gimme, just tell me.
Yeah.
And what I know you was trying not to laugh.
Yeah, because I was going to go into the name of the entity, then I was going to slow it down so people get it. Then I was going to talk about something that a person asked me on the last live stream about a particular entity. I was going to connect it to that.
After that, whatever happened to you, you would have to take, boy.
Then, yep. And you know what happened today, right?
Yeah. Tell them.
Yeah, man.
And we know why, because I be telling you, stop talking so much, Babanu.
Yeah,
but
man.
It's up to you if you want to tell them.
I almost didn't make the show. My
pay-per-view live stream. You almost didn't make the pay-per-view live stream.
My
or
son,
this live stream.
Or this live stream. My son wasn't doing well. I also had to fight off some, stuff so that I could really, really make it here for the show. And it's like, once you showed people how many tickets was bought, I said to myself, this dude just me over. I said, this dude just me over. You gonna show people how much money? Now I'm home. My son is on a nebulizer.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to get me killed here, man.
Yo, but it's not just that. It's like they have to see, like, yo, We got people that's really getting these courses. They say they want to know.
Oh yes.
Well,
Sister called
purchase
me.
it. Purchase
Yep.
it. And then you ain't even tell them the whole story. You had to do what you had to do with the deities to get right. And they let you know, like, yo, don't be saying so much. So that's not on me.
Yeah, man. Sister contacted me. It was day before yesterday, and she was like, she is definitely going to get the show. She said she also intends to get initiated because what she saw this year, she got the dragon shrine,
Mhm.
she got the 50 stone necklace,
Mhm.
and she also did something that a lot of people find hard to do, not simply because of their upbringing, it's just unfamiliar. She went to the life poultry places and she got her animal's blood. That sister has a way higher paying job now. She has a new house. I remember the last time she called me, she was asking for help. I told her it was a discount. I said 450. She was like, I don't really have it. When we got off the phone, I was like, why are you calling me for help? I was like, you have XYZ. You know what she said to me? She said, I heard it. She said, I heard you say you have X, Y, and Z. And she went and did her thing and fed them shrines. Way higher paying job, brand new house, blah, 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 blah.
They be saying they want the information. And we give a lot that we could give, but there's only so much we gonna give. Hold on. There's only so much we gonna give.
There's only so much that we can give before we get damaged for giving too much.
Exactly.
Because that's really how you know it it plays out. At the end of the day, if you yourself as a priest can't afford what you need to protect and defend yourself, that's the reason why we do have to charge. That's the reason why we do have to be careful because we are directly in the line of fire.
Directly in the line of fire. Do y'all even care?
And it's a mathematical
No,
game.
wait. Let me ask it. And judging by the amount of answers we get, we gonna know what's the real answer. Do y'all even care? Do y'all even care that, like, when me and Brother Divine, Baba Kansu, Baba Noon, and other people get on here, and the type of information we give, you do understand is when we're doing just a regular live stream, it's only so much information that we can give out. Do y'all even care? Because we could get hurt for it. You forget the entities. Let's just talk about the quote unquote the powers that be. The ones that's running this society, this YouTube, the Facebook, the Instagram, and all of this. Okay? Yep. The ones that will let you know, you better not give that information for free. We're not able to stop you.
Yep.
But they letting you know, don't think you're going to come out here and educate all these people.
Yep.
And give it up for free.
This is what, remember I was saying, I was in the police station for white black men.
I don't even think they know that. Yes, tell them that.
In the police station, right? So, I'm like in there, I'm in the cell, started doing yoga and qigong and everything. And I'm telepathic. I could hear the one of the cops is like, who trained this guy? Everything got finished. One of the detectives asked me to come upstairs. He was like, you wrote this book? I was like, yeah. He's like, you're the author of this book. He looked it up. He went online. Then he started asking me about Rihanna Fenty. I'm like, what does this book have to do with her? to him. Like, what does he know?
What's the correlation?
What's the correlation? And then he goes, would you like to meet her? How is somebody in the police department going to help me to meet one of these famous people? He knew about the book. He knew about the information in the book, the secrets in the book, and the effect it was having on those people. They let me out of there. One cop in there said, "You don't have to worry about it." He said, "Don't." He said, "Don't worry about this case. Just give me a blessing." Yep.
I'm surprised you told that part. That part you've been ever since you've been leaving that part out. I'm surprised you told that part.
Leaving all that part out. One cop asked me for a spiritual blessing. Don't worry about
toting the line of a bride, but you know.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't do nothing wrong. I was being taken advantage of because of who I am. I was at this hotel. They wanted me to come to parties because I'm supposed to be famous, which don't mean shit to me. Doesn't mean a damn thing to me. And you know, I didn't go to anything, and they were frustrated. I was just staying there just to be there. So, you know, they're like, kick me out, call the cops and whatnot. I was like, well, call the cops. I don't care if you call the cops. I'm gonna get you. You could call you could call Trump on me. Doesn't matter.
Trump. And not for nothing. Now that you mentioned Trump, I don't even believe Trump will even try to do you anything because he's into this too.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Yeah. His advisor, what's that white lady?
Oh man, I had a vision.
What's her name? The spiritualist that he did with. Only one time I seen her come up in the news. Only one time I seen her come up in the news. And I was like, oh wow, like I can't believe they literally put this in the newspaper, not even on the TV. Like I couldn't believe they did that. Wow. And she was like, yeah, like I'm surprised it got leaked. Obviously, that had to be my mistake. Somebody overlooked it because they ain't ever talked about her again. Mm-hmm. And what she was saying was something big. Mm-hmm. And it was like, why this is not, more mainstream news? They made sure they covered it up.
Yeah, man. I had a vision yesterday involving Donald Trump. And it was like he was given this. It was a red bag, had like the type of bag that you might get if you go like shopping with the strings like that.
Yeah.
From like a really
one of them
stores, and it had like the gold writing on it. So someone gave him that, and he said that he is backing off now. And I think that has a lot to do with the impeachment hearings and the fact that stuff is starting to like build.
But he ain't going nowhere. He could fall back now. He already did what he had to do.
And he only got what he.
That's it.
Right. So what? he got the bag.
He got the bag.
I can fall back now. Yeah. There was something that Trump had to do that he got compensated for. He did it. He got compensated. He's like, fall back now. Don't care what happened.
And people forget, before Trump even got in office, I remember it was me and Brother Royale. We did we did the regular live stream like this, where we let y'all know Trump is connected to the Great Pope. So you have the White Pope,
the
Black Pope, and the Great Pope. He's connected in line with the Great Pope. That's why it's only so much these people could do to him. He's protected.
Trump is very well protected.
He's protected.
Trump is very well protected.
And if anybody know about the Great Pope, all this Egyptian voodoo mystery system and all that, they got all that in the Vatican. Don't get it twisted. What it says, not the council. You have the Council of Nicaea.
The catacombs.
Yeah. In the catacombs, where all the dead is, where they go to put in that work.
Yeah, a lot of manuals and manuscripts and stuff are in the catacombs.
Where they talking about these same aliens or demonic energy, whatever so be. So people, you have to understand, there's a reason why we do these pay-per-view live streams. It's a reason why.
YouTube teleportation bracelet. YouTube teleportation bracelet, and watch that video.
You dropping it on them too.
Yeah, man. You YouTube that, and know that different African tribes have retained the ability to create teleportation devices.
Listen, back to the dude that dealt with the angel, right?
Mm-hmm.
It have this African guy, Hank Rising's son, know him very good. Every time the dude ever come up and he always look at me like this nervous look. I think you probably know who it is, but he's real big time. And this dude, he'll let you get your own knife, whatever it is, gun, whatever. I should even be telling people that he did it. He did it in Nicholas when he was further up Fulton, and get the knife, sharp knife, and no matter how time you pass it against his skin and hacking away,
Yeah, it can't cut.
and he'll come to stab me, and you stab him, and nothing anywhere, any part of his body.
Yep.
I witnessed that.
And they got it for bullets as well.
But I just said I'm now about to go.
Yeah.
Where he had the gun, real gun, no shots.
No shots.
Hold it away, pow.
You get that for
This is real.
$3,000. You can get bulletproof protection for $3,000 if you want.
And that's the low end one.
That's the
low. No. It's important to let them know that's not the one like the other dude where he held the
Oh, right. Because that one goes on the outside. That dude, his stuff was inside of him. Yeah.
Yo, it's a lot of stuff out here, and it's like, yo, if you're willing to pay for it, trust me, you can get it.
Yeah. People are lucky that Haiti is safe right now. If Haiti was safe to travel right now, boy, I would be gone. It's that time. As soon as Haiti gets safe, I'm gone.
You out?
I'm out. Going see people turning into wolves, dogs, lions.
This is real, people.
Real.
When you in. See, that's why you got to
Gnosticism.
Maybe we might do a trip. I don't know how much people want to go on that trip with us to Egypt, though. I really don't know.
Man, I might never go to Egypt.
I don't know how much of them would want to go on a trip like that.
Yeah. The movie Jumper, right? So my Olua said
that Carrie.
Yeah, it's real. My Olua said to me that when you're doing the teleportation, he said that you got to be careful because you could end up like under the ocean, 2,000
like
feet.
what happened in Jumper when he first did it. He ended up in the water on the ice, trapped underneath the ice.
That's why you need maps and you need to travel different places. If you're going to be teleporting, you have to teleport to places that you've gone to so that you know.
Or that you know that's there. Like, and in the movie, they taught you, and they're supposed to come out with a part 2. They still haven't came up with that yet. Because what they did in that movie, where he focused on Egypt, and he jumped on Egypt on the cap, the stone that the builders rejected.
Yeah.
You understand? And he's standing on top of the capstone part. That movie was giving it up. But one of the main important things in that whole movie was Samuel Jackson.
The Paladin.
Where they have the special ceremonial sword.
Yeah.
To kill a jumper.
Yeah.
Okay? Where it had a group, a secret organization that was letting you know you ain't supposed to have this type of power amongst us. There's groups out there, and we try to tell y'all, yo, no. Kansu, Baba Kansu in the house. I don't know if Baba Kansu want to jump in real quick. Because Baba Khansu will tell you, Baba, listen, y'all see who I deal with. Y'all see who I deal with right here. All right? I deal with Baba Nu. I deal with Baba Khansu. I deal with the high level people out here. I deal with Brother Divine, who's also a Baba as well. And everybody know what I deal with. They could tell you. You see, I'm quick to tell them, don't say that. They know. Yo, Kansu, you want the link? I'm gonna send you the link. Go ahead, talk to them. Let me send Kansu this link.
Yeah, man.
As a matter of fact, tell them how good the live stream you just did, because that's just the first part of this live stream.
The
pay-per-view, excuse me.
The first live stream, I went over the Hebrew Kabbalistic tree of life, and I showed a lot of the correlations, with the Egyptian tree of life, because the the Hebrew Kabbalistic tree of life was put together to be a reference point for a lot of information. That's why a smart guy said to me years ago. He said that the that Hebrew Kabbalah, he said, is something new that they created. I was like, yeah. But now I see what they were doing was
throw you off.
They are throwing you off, but they're leaving clues for a lot of information.
Only for the chosen.
The chosen ones. Like when you study tree of life in ancient Egypt, which is not easy. I'm the first person that properly put together the tree of life system in Egypt from foundation. But when you study the tree of life system in Egypt now, with all that information, and then you can look at the Hebrew Kabbalistic tree of life, then it makes sense what they were doing. That is, and I came to this conclusion years ago, knowing what was going to happen with this agnosticism. They made sure that there was something out there for people like myself. The adepts who will not be born into no royal family, who will not be born into the Illuminati, get into the catacombs or nothing, that I'll be able to find what I need.
I sent it, Kansu. I sent it.
Because
check your email.
Let me put it this way. Ancestors, deities, etc., they call me Bruce Lee. In terms of the spiritual system that I use, it is unique.
Say it again.
It is unique.
Facts. Gang.
Most people are not going to get involved in these things because they believe that they're
in one way.
Yeah, they're like pretty much fixated,
and that's why the conglomerate that we have, that we chill, we deal with the unique. People will be like, yo, how you Hebrew and you deal with that? How come you able to do that? And I'm like, really? Like, they'll see Baba Nu and they'll be like, but yo, last week I heard you talking about this. What are you doing talking about that? And then Baba Nu favorite line, because they're all connected.
This sister was trying to say that the reason why Obatala has Allah in it is because Arabs influence.
The one that came in the shot.
Yeah, she said because Arabs influence the Yorubas. Right? Hold on now, right? This is for scholars. El is a cognate for Allah. El is Allah. You find El in ancient Kemet, which is Allah. You find El amongst the Hebrews. As a matter of fact, the ancient Hebrews, their most high God is El, which is Allah. And he has 200 deities underneath him. So I'm like, why you think Allah comes from some Muslim Arabs when these Africans be and then
and don't forget the Quran. In the Quran, it says Allah favor in the second surah, Allah favored the Hebrews.
Why would he favor the Hebrews? He's their most high God.
And this is in the Quran.
In the
Favor the
Quran.
Hebrews over all other nations, over everybody else.
Because that's their
And
most
that's
high God.
in the Quran.
That's in the Quran. He favors, but Hebrews, Jews are favored. They are favored. They are special people. But they're being oppressed. They have to fight.
Always.
So
with each other, against other people.
When I tell people that I am a Jew, I'm not going by Kemet or Israel. I'm going by what the deity shared with me about what it means to be a Jew.
Oh, they ain't gonna like you for that one, Babanu.
What it means to be
they
a Jew.
Ain't gonna like you. You see that? A lot of them ain't like me for it. They ain't gonna like you, but we gonna give you the truth. Because you want the truth, we gonna give you the truth. Oh, hold up. Let's give a salute to the man right here. Yeah. Gang, 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 gang. Kansu Shashma Moon. Say what's up to the people.
What up, everybody? What's going down?
Peace.
Peace. We lit.
We lit, man. You know,
man, I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it.
When you don't have a choice but to fight for your rights, you are a Jew. You have no choice. Especially if you deserve leadership position and control. People don't respect you. People don't care who you are. You could have royal blood. You could supposed to be a priest. Whatever. They don't give a damn who you is. You're a Jew. Jew comes from Shu, Eshu. The deity said Eshu's a young lion man. He has to fight for his throne.
And what what are the children of Egypt like? The lion.
The lions.
Y'all don't see the correlation.
Sekhmet is the lioness deity. She governs Judaism.
Come on. Go. I know Kansu got something to say. Kansu got that grin on his face, boy. Baba Kansu. Come on, man. Jump in. Because we try to tell them.
Man, I'm just really right now, I'm trying to catch up with the conversation. I was driving and listening on my cell phone.
Because we was
so give me a minute because it's so dynamic, man.
We was telling them not everybody is worthy to get this information. That's why we have the pay-per-view live stream. Yep. You got some people that want this information that start off good and then they become evil.
Mm-hmm. That always happens. Well, the bottom line is, I mean, if you didn't intend the live stream, you need to reach out to Joel and Baba Kansu Baba Anu, so they can get you the link to this, because most people have to be initiated to even get the information. That's the point of being initiated, because you got to be trained to be able to break this information down. You can't just take this information face value. So those of you that are listening, if you haven't gotten the live stream, man, you need to get the live stream. I mean, we can only say so much right now, but if you haven't watched the live stream, then it's going to be confusing for you.
Yeah. I was initiated first before I started writing my first book. And the deities helped me out. They came through, pointing me in the right direction. And then by the time I got the third book and things were getting too deep, they shut it down.
And that's for your own safety.
Yeah. They shut it down. So, there's a control system with the information.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did want to share one thing that you mentioned, is that the alien influence that's coming out of Kemet. Pay attention to what's going on in the news today. There's a new technology called CRISPR technology. They are now altering genes. If you go to Netflix, it's a documentary called Unnatural Selection, where now these aliens are sharing technology with us like never before. As human beings, do you pay attention to how far technology is jumping? We just had it was another documentary in on Netflix called A Year in Space, where three men, they spent a whole year in outer space in the International Space Station. And I don't think people know. A lot of people may not know. Human beings are occupying space 365 days a year now. We got humans in space right now at the International Space Station, and they're monitoring the space activity because they're getting information from the other aliens that live out in outer space. Stop thinking that we're the only living organisms in this universe. How is that possible? Look how deep the ocean is. We haven't even discovered all the life in the ocean. Every time you turn around, they're going deeper and deeper in the ocean. They're bringing forth these new animals that they never seen before, because they're not telling us that the people in power are not telling us that they don't know much. But what you do notice is technology is taking these big jumps. Look at what your phone is doing now. Pay attention to what your car is doing. Look at medicine. They're talking about eliminating aging to the point where we may live to be 200 years or more. Where did they get that technology from out of the blue? This is what was spoken of in ancient Egypt, as the aliens were, giving us gifts of knowledge and understanding because we are their children. So we got to understand that it's a bigger story than what we initially think.
And don't forget with the documentary Unnatural Selection on Netflix, these people are literally like getting the downloads. A lot of them are self-taught. That's because the influence is coming into them, and they're doing this at home. They're setting up in a kitchen and in a bathroom. The bathroom ain't even the bathroom no more. The bathroom is the lab. They going outside. So
no, that's real, Joel. Yep.
It's real deal.
Yeah.
So when Baba Kansu, Baba Nu, Baba Divine, myself, we get this information and we look to give it to you, and we see that you just trying to mooch, get information for free, we know you are not a chosen one, or you have not awakening yet into your light. That's why when people read Baba Nu's books, 1, 2, and 3, they say, yo, something different happened to them. They're activated. And I got news for you, being that Kansu is on here. Okay? They got 2 more books coming out. One by Baba Nu and one by Kansu. And when they hit you with those 2 books, oh my gosh, y'all better run for the hills. Because everything they coming with in them 2 books is going to break down exactly what it is. We just sitting here patiently. Everything, the 3 people that's on this live stream right now talking to y'all, everything we ever told you came to pass. Everything where we say, yo, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, we've been on point. Anybody that been watching us, press 1 if I'm telling the truth. Everything we've been telling y'all, stuff that down to certain companies was going to do, it happened. Things that's in this man's book, Baba Nu's book, it happened. Things Kansu go on live and tell you, say, yo, it's going to happen, it happened. Things Brother Divine came on live and say it's going to happen, it happened.
You want to hear something that happened that is really hard for people to even notice, realize, or talk about? Realize how calm the conscious community has gotten.
Woo!
Realize how so much no lectures,
Facts.
no debates, nothing. You want to know why? All them sacrifices I did to shut that shit down.
Damn. This is where I'm going to take my lead.
Yup. Go back to 2009, 2010, 2011, and see all the lectures, very sour, sincerity, polite. They really brought in some of the most evil, vile, opportunistic, money grabbing, egocentric nut jobs to ruin our movement.
And I'm gonna say this. This is breaking news,
Say no.
and I'm not gonna give an opinion on it because people behind the scenes they're working light. Of course, I'm an Ifa priest, so I deal. I'm Apollo. I'm Apollo Mayambe Tata. So I'm always dealing in energy, and those who understand that know that you got to work overtime in this day and time. You got to be very careful. Well, a very outspoken figure in the conscious community who has doing exactly what Baba Nu was talking about. Their daughter is missing. Their daughter was missing since today. The daughter went to a health food store to get something to eat, and she never returned. And
Yeah,
But they found her. I heard they found her.
Yeah.
And guess what? I don't believe it.
Yeah. See, I was just gonna say that, Joel. Something
Hold on, let me get on camera
happened.
so people could see me.
It's something to that
Let me get on
because
camera so people could see me, so they know. Because me and Kansu been the main ones telling you people be orchestrating things to get sympathy, to be more famous and create a story. I seen chicks do it on their YouTube channel. One chick in particular talking about with Uber and this fake Uber. You lying. You lying. We deal with the spiritual. You're lying. So there's a lot of stuff when I see, once that spirit influence hit, I don't believe it. I don't believe you. And I'm going to leave it as that. Let me go.
Brother Joel, I was going to ask you this because I knew I didn't have a chance to catch up with you. So we just talking about this live on stream. But I knew we was going to end up laughing about this. When they orchestrated this, this is a very popular Illuminati dialectic. It's called problem, response, solution. Where the Illuminati, they create the problem, they wait for you to response because the problem they created already had a solution. They do it all the time to take your attention off of other major stuff that's going on. Whenever it's a major catastrophe that we are about to address, it'll be something else that happens that takes your attention away from it while real stuff is going on. Look at Donald Trump. Right now, they were talking about impeaching him. They're not even talking about it anymore because he's going to be president again. This is what's now all this now that we're talking about the World Series and they're talking about all this other stuff. And I'm telling you, Donald Trump's going to be here 4 more years. And Donald Trump is going to help the United States engage in the next world war because then the world war is going to save the capitalist economy. You need world war. Without war, these governments cannot exist. That's the key.
Donald Trump deals with the I Chi. He deals with all those systems. We was just talking about it, me and Baba Nu. And Baba Nu said with the vision that he got, when he like, I got the bag now, I could fall back. It's something that he wanted. It's something that's going. Why you think that man started exposing Hillary and the rest of the pedophile rings that been going on? See, nobody want to give him credit for that though. It's the rituals. He was dropping it. He was giving up the information on it. So that's why, when I hear stuff about people, I don't say names. That's why I tell Baba Nu, don't say names. I know the type of stuff he did. I know stuff I had to do already when people was messing with me. And I went straight to that candle, open up that psalm book, because I know exactly which psalm to do to make everything for whoever I'm getting at to go in shambles. So this is not information we just put public. So when we see these different individuals come on publicly and try to say this happened, that happened, and we know it's a lie, we know what's going on, the rest is child's play. It's child's play. Let me get the books for the guy that wanted to see the book that Baba Nu wrote. Go ahead, talk to him, Baba Nu and Kansu. Go ahead, Kansu.
Yeah, Kansu, what's going on, brother, man?
Man, love and life, man. Loving it every day, man. I appreciate what you're doing, man. I don't think people really understand. I wish I could have seen your live stream yesterday, but I was on the road, so I got back today. But I am fortunate to jump on with you guys and you giving and dropping this information. Um, what level have you been bestowing on these people in regards to the Egyptian mystery system? Because it's so deep. Dealing with the Egyptian tree of life is it's no limit. That's an ongoing thing, man.
Yeah.
Um,
In terms of getting into the tree of life within man, get into how and why that information was important and what they were seeking to do. So I plan to be showing them, some of the tools and techniques. But the thing is that for a lot of people, it's not that accessible because you do need, it's like a rites of passage with the use of the ayahuasca and the ibogaine and those types of things. In terms of everybody isn't as open, so everybody is not going to have certain experiences, but it's through initiation that is opened up for you, and you have the opportunity to really really do that. Like I knew that the brother who I did the, because I did a 12 hours of the night ayahuasca shamanic journey with a brother, and he got on Ra's boat. I know that that is not going to happen out there with people who are not initiated and those types of things. So at the very
Show them
least,
that.
I want people to realize that we
that's a
going
beautiful book.
somewhere. Want you to get comfortable. For the brother, this is volume 1 of the God Genes Decoded, and what this book does is that it starts with the creation story from the cosmology at Anu in ancient Kemet. Anu was the oldest city, place, nome, etc. in ancient Kemet, and it correlates one, the primordial deities, which are the original states of energy and matter, and it shows how they develop and they evolve, and then they get to the point of creating a universe, and out of that is where the tree of life flows. So the first set of classes I started with that tree of life, and now in this set of classes I'm getting into the Hebrew tree of life, but I'm correlating it and showing people what is hidden in the tree, in the Hebrew tree of life, especially from uh, a magical practice, as well as having a whole lot of different forces, gods, and goddesses that you can work with, but organize, especially when you get down to the air sphere. Another thing that I did was that I showed all the astrological correspondences to the different sphere of the Hebrew tree of life, so that people could get a better clarity on personality types. So you want to when, like, let's say you have your moon chart done, you will know where your moon sign fits in on the Hebrew Kabbalistic tree of life, or on the tree of life in general. And I also went and spoke. I dropped a little on the 12 tribe system, just to let people know what that is. But then I went into it in terms of the zodiac. You have to have um there 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 is I also talked about how you work with your chakras. A lot of people are a bit confused about how they work with their chakras, and there's a ritual system for working with the chakras that can be done through the year, going through the lunar cycle. And you will note that for people who study the chakras, each each chakra, especially when they go over the seven middle chakras, is a deity, and you can see the correspondences with the major tree of life deities or with the zodiac. Yeah, right. Um, you want to be able to find a sensible practice out of your spirituality. A sensible practice for spirituality is going to harmonize with obvious forces of nature like the sun and the moon. And that harmonious practice of spirituality at the basis is through the lunar cycles on the full moon. Also, on those, it takes like 20, 21 days to get a habit, to get rid of one. So it's like from the new moon up until the 21st day of the lunar cycle, that's when you start, with your focus for the month. Of course, in the first course, I taught people how to do I Ching divination. So what you can do is every month you can do a divination reading. What should I focus on? And it will show you behavioral and psychological things in that reading that you can use to focus in your meditations, because you will be doing meditations. Okay. um Learning deity invocation and being mantra specific is not easy. That is not easy, and that is um some something that a lot of times it takes a leap of genius in terms of having the rhythms for the particular deity. But eventually, probably next year or whatnot, I'll be getting into that lunar system, the deities, and looking at ways that you can work with the different deities so that you can make some type of connection. But we are going to start with the angels of the sphere. So
Mm.
one of the things that I was able to show people how you get open to the others, to the tree of life, how you get open
Wow,
to the tree of life. And
that's
I
a lot.
Joel Benjamin made me drop a lot when he asked about those birth angels and all. I mean, that was like what was really going on, and I realized his spirit or ancestors knew what I knew, and just wanted me to put it out there,
Hmm.
especially since we are looking to do a whole oracular system around that body of work. And what I've been shown is if you want to work with those constellations, you have to go through those angels. They open the way, and they're all called openers of the way. So it's a system. The Kabbalah system, you have to work with those openers of the way. That is the key to working with Kabbalah and the tree of life. It's through the Shemhan Parash and the Zodiac. So that's what a lot of people are really, really, really missing. You have nine basic types of beings in the universe, and you encounter those types of beings that there are persona types through the zodiac. So at the very least, you have a better idea of what you are working with, and you should have you should have 9 shrines that
Hmm.
correspond to those 9 different deities.
Well, let
If
me ask you a question, Baba. Let me ask you a question.
uh-huh.
How important does the audience realize how important it is having a plant-based diet and being relative to the vegetation and plant life on the planet to be able to unlock these secrets that you're giving to the people? Because one of the biggest problems is our diet and the fact that we don't have the proper relationship with the plant life. Because, like, you being a master herbalist as well as I, dealing in like ayahuasca, you have to know and have a relationship with that plant when cultivating it, because the plants are the true ancestors and masters of this earth. They've witnessed so much and have so much to offer when we're in tune. When you're actually in tune, um, your opinion on that, brother, because I know you talk about it a lot, but it's hard to put all this stuff together because you're going so deep. That
Yeah, one thing that I said on the last live stream is that there are people who need to take a break from meat, just for all types, so that they could change, so that they could get a more, in terms of spirituality, a more, so that they could transform their behavior. Now, in
yes,
terms
sir. Yes, sir.
of plant teachers like ayahuasca and stuff like that, it takes special preparation, as well as you should know that you want to not eat certain foods leading up to it because of the chemicals and toxins that they put in the food that could give you what they call a bad trip. Most people that have what's called a bad trip when they use mushrooms, because a lot of people use
Yeah,
mushrooms just like
that's
that.
an experience. Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
it's
right.
because you have chemicals and toxins in your system from eating certain foods that will, you experience. DMT allows you to experience the chemical nature of your body. So these different chemicals might be small. They are like, they're little like beings now that you have to fight with because they are hostile. So you want to be careful with that. But I let people know that me personally, I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian, but I was a vegetarian for 12 years, and I see what is good about it, what's necessary about it, and why people need to do that to even help with being open spiritually and those types of things.
Hmm. Because, and the reason I mention that is because as a tata and I'm dealing in hoodoo, my family taught me hoodoo at a very young age, and hoodoo and voodoo sometimes get confused. But hoodoo is a very important skill because in Ifa we have an Orisha by the name of Ozayin,
Oh, sign, yeah.
and Ozayin is a very powerful, powerful, powerful Orisha. It's one of the, it's actually a requirement to understand and have a relationship with Ozayin, because a lot of the altar work and a lot of protection is made through hoodoo. I use a lot of hoodoo in the gold oil that we put together. And that's why so many people are getting great results, because of the herbs that are infused into this gold oil. And because we are Nubian and we have this melanin skin, I don't think we really appreciate the gifts that are being given to us through the understanding of the Egyptian mystery systems, because it's not just Egypt or Kemet, where a lot of this knowledge comes from. Kemet is where people came to be taught the knowledge of the universe and the world, where other people were already doing things. And the Nubian, those that are high melanin people, we were the chosen children. We're the indigo children. We are those children that are the set balance to the universe. So we have a great opportunity to take our rightful place as ancestors on this planet. We have a great opportunity to do that. And so I just wanted to stress that the relationship with nature is highly, highly important. It's very important that we maintain a relationship with nature, man, especially the ritual. Um, and I didn't know how deep you went on what you expounded on, but man, what you're telling me so far is crazy, man. That's bananas. That's some powerful stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of information, and you know, thanks to brother Joel, he helped me to stagger it, slow it down a little bit, not give too much all at one time. You know, one of the things that I do have to do is I do have to repeat myself because it's so much. It's like 10 spheres um, that all have different correspondences. They all zodiacally connected. And now when you start to look at all these different signs of the zodiac, which they're all different, are gods. Or seer, how Aquarius is depicted, you see Osir doing the same thing. So we know that Aquarius is Osiris, right?
Yes, yes.
So if not, you have a being in the following of Osiris, right? So then you're gonna want to look at the whole metaphorian, get into how he became the prototype for Christ, the whole mummification and becoming Christ, immortal life, etc. It really sets that example in terms of priesthood, evolution, creator God, etc. Then now when you get down to Heru, which corresponds with Leo, that is really your example for in the physical world, because the thing with Osir, what you are doing is so that after long after this physical body, in the afterlife, you're not going to hell, you're not being punished, and you have a good life. But then Heru now is for how you're living in the physical world. So it gets very, very interesting when we look at the spiritual system and spiritual life and the correspondences, meaning that they weren't thinking about one life. I will never have these books in audio. I will never have these books in ebook. Never,
And not ever.
ever, ever.
So I hope that answer your question. Is that donuts? Um, how we pronounce that? Those last parts of your name. I hope that answers your question.
And if you want to get a copy, contact Nicholas Brooklyn, Jewel Benjamin.
Let me put out the number for them. Yeah. 929-374-3828. 929-374-3828. Only exclusively sold here. A lot of fake copies are out there online. What I've noticed some people have done, like when we see the book for like $1,000 online, they have bought it from Baba Nu and it wasn't autographed or nothing, and they sell it back for more money. And they get that money because we buying it on what was the last one you saw it on? Was it Amazon or eBay?
It was Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah.
for $1,000. Somebody
Yeah.
bought it.
Some people buy the book and just
Sell it back. It's a flip.
sell it back.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's a flip, and they get the money.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I've seen this book on eBay for $1,500. You know, I've seen it on Amazon.com in 2014 for $2,500.
I
Wow.
told you, the
Yeah.
lady from the UK, she was watching us on here. I told you about this consul, a lady that was
Mhm.
watching us up on here from the UK, and she was like, you know what? She was like, they far. I'm not gonna look to go get the book from them. She was like, she searched all around for the book, couldn't get it, and when she went online, she see the prices, but then she ended up getting it. One person had it out there in the UK, and it was selling it for I think she said 670 pounds.
Yeah.
670 pounds.
Yep.
She said it'd be cheaper for me just to call Joel,
Yep.
get the book, get it autographed at that. The book wasn't even autographed, and they were selling it for that much. Where she could walk in, and get the book.
And those are paper copies.
Okay.
So you can imagine now the heat that I'm getting for now finally putting it in hardback, because they were selling paper copies for $2,500 on Amazon.com. And I remember, like, I was so lost. This brother on Facebook, he shoot me an email. He said, Baba, what's going on with your book? And he gave me the link. He was like, it's for $2,500. I was like, what the hell is going on? I was totally lost. I didn't know. I was like, what? I tried to wrap my head around it.
Because that's money you missing out on.
But it's who, though? It is who and why? Because, man, I don't always think about money like that.
Right, I know that.
I came from very poor beginnings. I have no expectations of being rich. In my mind, I know that I deserve it. It's not my expectations. So I wasn't thinking about that. I was like, why? Like, who? But I also realized that it was selling and people were buying it. Rather, they were buying it for less than $2,500, but they weren't buying it from me. These people did a whole lot to make sure that they can capture all the sales, and I get none.
Well, that ended.
That
Thank
ended.
God.
That ended.
Thank God.
That ended.
Although you still got a few people that
It's still going
selling,
on, man. That
yeah.
ended. It's still going on, man.
yeah, you know, but with the hardback now, and at least
It's not happening with the hardback.
Well, one or two, but they get it directly from you.
Right.
You understand?
And
now a lot of them that's out there, you might see a hardback or you might see a paperback, and you know the fake ones because it's a shame that they got bootleggers, and these bootleggers are very, very good. I will admit that.
Very, very
but
good.
It's certain things that you see in there, and it's like, whoa.
It's
like remember, tell them about the lady that came to you with a hard copy wanting you to sign it. Baba Nu, y'all think Baba Nu is nice. He said, this is not real, and threw the woman book. I shouldn't even be laughing at that. I really shouldn't even be laughing at that. But it's how like he had no remorse. He just looked as soon as he looked at it, because he could tell like with the certain print or the design on the book, and immediately he just said like this. He's like, this is not real. And he flung the woman book down on the ground and walked away.
I can't do it.
I'm there, the woman looking like she about to cry. I gotta try to do damage control now. The woman is like, yo, I paid $300 for the book. He's like, that's not my problem. And the man just stormed off because she done aggravated him. So I'm like, I end up feeling sorry for the chick.
You gotta
Okay.
get it from directly from
Yeah.
Joel or from me.
I felt sorry for the chick. And I was like, look,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got the book here. The book is $250. Okay. I said, I will make sure you get this book. Once you promise you're getting it, I will make sure he autographed this book. She's like, well, what am I going to do with this one? I'm like, burn it. Go back to the people, get your money back. And you seen a vengeance came over her. And I got Babanu because Babanu didn't even want to sign the book, the real one. And I'm like, y'all have to tell him, y'all don't understand because this is the man's material. So he's real sensitive about it. I had to tell him, like, yo, Babanu, I had to come back and we practically got into an argument. And I'm like, yo, Babanu, it's not this woman's fault, man. She ain't know, bro. She didn't know. It's not her fault. She got scammed from other people on the outside. So, he ended up signing the book for her, the real one. But, it's a lot that be going on, people, where Baba Kansu don't talk about, Baba Nu don't talk about, me and Divine don't talk about. There's a lot that be going on, and it's sad.
This movement is ridiculous, and these people who claim to be all about restoring black people and stuff like that, they are nothing but thieves. They are nothing but thieves. All this stuff about black supremacy and the white man is evil. I don't believe in none of that bullshit. None of that
Mm.
bullshit, man. People with black skin doing a whole lot of evil in the name of spirituality, in the name of
Mm.
getting out from under oppression. How are you going to rob the scholars? This was happening from the Dr. Ben days,
Mm. Oh,
you know,
yes.
and there's a
Dr. Ben and Ashwa crazy bootlegging they stuff. Yeah.
yeah, Astro Crazy
He used to,
get physical.
yeah,
Astro
he
Crazy
go
was
turn over
yeah,
tables, break stuff up.
but you see
Yeah.
back
Him and his
those
people, he had his
yeah,
crew.
right. Those guys back in those days, they were able to get crews. Our generation is out, done. We don't have no crew. We don't have no group. People do whatever the hell they want, and the best that we can do is the voodoo, and that takes time. That takes time with this type of issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pervasive. It's part of American culture. You know, imagine the type of things that you would have to do to get people to stop from pirating your book. The 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 easiest way is to make sure it's letterbound hardback
And
because
you gotta know what um engravings to put on.
right the people who bootleg books, they don't buy the machinery that
To
can make
engrave, right?
hardback. They don't buy
The engraver stamp and
to
all that.
to
Yeah,
to do the
that
gold
costs too much
foil.
damn money.
Right,
If that's the case, they might as well buy the book and sell the book back for
right.
more money.
So what I'm saying to the people out there, I hope you guys spread this far and wide for all the people out there who want to come out and be an author in this genre and whatnot. Hardback. Don't do soft cover at all.
Dropping a gem on them,
Yeah,
boy.
go straight to hardback
Dropping a gem on them.
because it's too easy to bootleg soft cover. It's too
That's a
easy.
fact. That's a fact.
All right, Consul, give out your information, man. We're about to wrap it up.
Yeah, reach out to me. Consul Sheshmu Amun on YouTube, Facebook, Consul 19 underscore 19 on Instagram. Reach out to me, and you can also reach out to me on Albert Higgins 1 on Twitter. So reach out to me, man. I'm available.
And if you want to contact Baba Nu through email, Egyptian Voodoo Priest at gmail.com. It's right there. Look at it. E for people, because I got people that listen to me that are blind. So for the people that are blind, okay, and you could just hear, it's EGPT YPTIANVODOPRIEST@gmail.com.
So that's Egyptian. You know how to spell that word. Voodoo, VODOO, priest @gmail.com.
All right. Y'all know what the vibes. Joel Benjamin 528 on all social media platforms. Joel Benjamin 528. I think we're gonna give y'all a next treat. I don't know if you want to come in on this one, Consul. Me and Divine, we think we about to give y'all a next treat for this Halloween. We had a great successful pay-per-view live stream tonight. And we had a very good live stream. We have our brother Kansu came and visit us. It's always good when we get these two Babas on here, Baba Kansu and Baba Nu. Okay, so it's great. So salute to the international, galactical, international. What is it? Out of dimensional, everywhere.
Interdimensional.
The domestic, all y'all. Salute. And we coming back with a next live stream right after
On Saturday?
this one. No,
Oh,
we're coming with it now. The next part of the pay-per-view live stream is on Saturday. Talking about the next live stream we're doing right after this one. Okay, so if you want in on that console, I'll send you the link. All right.
Let me know, man. You know I'm there.
All right. Later, people.
Peace. Boy.